once again, Kings of War fans. It's another community update because it's Friday. You may not realise it's Friday on account of the fact that all the days are weirdly blurred into each other, but it is actually Friday, and it's the 10th of April. Let's get on with it. First things first, it's our now traditional foray into the Mantic Podcast, except because everything's weird, it's not on YouTube anymore, but you can still find it on Spotify. The Adepticon Megacast, which was episode 10, has been rudely ignored, but instead there's a brand new, improved and altogether sexier episode 10 with intro music and everything, featuring an interview with North American trade sales executive Carl Preslensky, talking about his gaming history, how he entered Mantic, and everything that worshippers at the altar of the bearded wonder like me could ever want. They even followed it up with an interview with Andy, Dr. Dead Zone Sharp, which hasn't yet made it onto their newsfeed, so you may be very well hearing it here first. How lovely. However, a bunch of stuff has made it to the Mantic newsfeed, and the best place you can probably see it is on Facebook. Oh well. It includes a bunch of updates from a newly shorn Ronnie, who, disappointingly, has shaved off his moustache already, along with a new guide to playing Kings of War on Universal Battle 2, which, although not as fun as spotting the porno tabs open in the Hobby Source video, is a pretty good place to start. You can also find the winners of the Brush with Death Adepticon competition, featuring some very familiar names from the Kings of War hobby scene. The Until Somebody Loses an Eye blog has updated with the new Mantic Hellfane model. For the hobby challenge like myself, these guides are invaluable given the lack of assembly instructions to help you make head from tail for complex model kits, and this one's a beauty. Here's hoping he never stops doing them. You hear me? Never stop. That's an order. Joel Confino has created a site called Kings of War Explorer at kowexplorer.com. It's a pretty neat concept that allows you to search for units for your army by their function and rank them by any stat. You can also identify how many wounds they do on average versus Defense 4, Defense 5 and Defense 6, which is probably gold dust for you stat and efficiency minded people, or alternatively people that can count higher than 10, i.e. not me. Speaking of stats and averages, Master of Data Nick Williams posted a series of images to Kings of War fanatics about why people are using averages wrong and guiding you on how to think about the damage your units could, should and would be doing on any given roll. I'm hoping he posts them to his blog, or they end up on -28 somewhere as stuff disappears really quickly on Facebook, and these are pretty great. But if you think it's going to stop me whining when somebody kills my stuff, you would be wrong. I mentioned the counting higher than 10 thing, right? Cool. You might want to be keeping up with -28, where Unplugged Radio host Greg Persson has been posting his progress for his new Ogre project. He doesn't have Facebook, so it's the only place you're likely to find it. It's really detailed and a good fun read, plus his Goblin Blaster is freaking incredible. Kings of War is continuing to grow, and it's attracting some attention. An example is the Hard 6 podcast, which has previously focused on AOS, 40k, Lord of the Rings, Blood Bowl. The hosts, however, have turned their attention to Kings of War, and the latest episode discusses their journey into our beloved game. Welcome along. It's been another bumper hobby week where I will wildly ignore half the things that have been posted, but the first thing that caught my eye was Tom King's Goblin Nest, which he's posting as a rabble regiment. I think this is a really great concept, and I can't wait to see more of his stuff. Grant Fett has been posting loads of amazing stuff, and I've made a note about his Ogre Palace Guard, apparently in the Countercharge forum, which I now can't find, which is annoying me. However, check out his Basilean War Wizard, which he posted to fanatics. I think this is just brilliant! The entries for the Countercharge Spring painting challenge have been flooding in, and there's no way I can cover them all. But some of the ones I really liked included Joe Neat's brilliant Hellboy army, which he's been painting up, including this Lycanis model, which is obviously Hellboy. It's really creative, and I think it's really nicely done. I do like to see full model count armies on occasion, and a great example was this one posted by Daryl Wagner to the Kings of War Fanatics forum, which is his full model count Undead. Look at this host of skeleton spears. Wait a minute. There it is! Look at all of them. Looking great. There's some of them. There's some of them. You just can't ask for more, can you really? Literally, you can't ask for more. There's no more that fit on the basis. Legend in his own lifetime, Carl Poole has been relentlessly posting updates on his monochrome elf army, including this elf mage with a beard. Now, I'm not going to talk about monochrome armies. I'm going to talk about why this elf mage has got a beard. He's an elf. He shouldn't have a beard. What's going on here? Seriously, we need to talk. Kings of War admin John Fawkes has posted some update pictures of his now 5,000 points of Empire of Dust. They feature a mixture of models including Mantic's own and some sexy thick bases. But I think what's really important is we look at your trampoline in the background there, John. That needs some maintenance. That's a health and safety nightmare. Now, I made a note of this one, and I did manage to find it. Graham Wilson's posted his Flying Dwarf Lord with the Wings of Honey Maze, which I think is a really cool concept. I don't know if it's a conversion or what, but it looks great. James Hopkinson posted his finished horde of knights to Kings of War fanatics. I really like this because it's this great scenic diorama basing. Plus, he's fully committed to this being a horde of knights. He's not going to run that as 2 regiments. It's a horde, and you better like it. Bo Shaver posted this trio of wizards in the Kings of Men, Kings of War group. I think the colour scheme is really nice and they're really nice and contrasting, but my main concern is he said red, white and black, and he's clearly blue. Well, that's it for now. There were loads more things I could have posted, but frankly, this video is already over 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is most normal people's limit for being able to listen to my voice going on about nothing in particular. Stay safe out there, blah 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 blah. Stay safe, all that kind of stuff. We're supposed to say that stuff now, aren't we? Shows concern, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.